Okay, so we've got our hands on something pretty wild here. A full-blown execution blueprint for a brand new project called the Rhythm League. I mean, this is a step-by-step guide on how to build a movement from the ground up, and we're going to break it down piece by piece to see what makes it tick.
Really, this whole document is trying to answer one massive question. How in the world do you launch a movement practically overnight? This isn't about hoping something goes viral. No, this thing lays out a super precise, almost mechanical approach. So let's pop the hood and see how this engine works.
Here's our game plan. First, we're going to decode their core formula. Then, we'll see how they plan to use it to build their first group of people. After that, we'll look at the daily habits that keep the whole thing going, how they're rewarding early adopters, and finally, the make-or-break plan for the first 24 hours.
All right, let's dive right in and start decoding this thing. Before we get into all the actions and timelines, we've got to understand the fundamental idea that makes this entire system work. Okay, at the very heart of this blueprint is this core formula, map pass multiplied by dream play. Now, it sounds kind of abstract, I get it, but think of this as the engine for the entire operation. It's designed to combine the structure with the motivation. So let's break down what these two parts actually mean.
So here's the breakdown. Map pass, that's the skeleton, the organizational layer. It's basically the system that says who you are in the network and how you all work together. Then you have dream play. That's the fuel. It's the incentive layer that gets people to actually do things using a token and a required daily rhythm. So you've got structure on one side, motivation on the other. It's a pretty powerful combination.
Okay, so now that we get the theory, let's see how it actually plays out in the real world. This next part is all about their first big mission, building that core community. And they have a very specific number in mind, 625 people.
Now, they're not just trying to sign up 625 individuals one by one. No, the plan is way smarter. It starts by creating 125 circles in the very first week. You can think of these circles as the basic Lego bricks for the entire movement.
And the size of these circles, it's totally deliberate. The blueprint says exactly 5 people per circle. This is a classic move, right? Keep the group small, tight-knit. It builds accountability and makes it way easier to get things done.
So you do the math. You've got 125 circles with 5 people in each one. You can start to see how this thing scales up, right? It just shows you the power of starting with a simple, repeatable unit to build something way, way bigger.
And boom, that gets us to 625. But here's the thing, they're not just called members, they're rhythm keepers. The real magic here isn't just the number, it's the structure. It's an organized army, built from these small, connected circles, and it's all designed to be put together incredibly fast.
Okay, so you're in a circle, you're a rhythm keeper. Now what? What do you actually do? Well, that brings us to the next section, your daily rhythm. This part of the blueprint gets into the nitty-gritty of the specific, repeatable actions that every single person is expected to do, every single day.
The daily rhythm is basically a 4-step checklist. First, you watch a video, that's probably where the daily instructions come from, and then it gets very financial very fast. You add liquidity, you buy your token, and you buy something called DPL-IQ. This is not a passive thing at all. It's a very hands-on, daily financial commitment.
But here's a really clever little detail. They built in a failsafe. The system isn't totally unforgiving. You get 2 makeup days for every 10-day block. That's a really smart psychological touch, you know? It admits that life happens, and it gives people a way to stay in the game even if they miss a day here or there.
Next up, this section is for the go-getters, the early adopters. The blueprint has this pre-launch phase called the Head Start, and it's all about giving motivated people a chance to jump in and start building momentum before the official launch day even hits.
And man, when you look at the timeline, it is aggressive. The Head Start is happening right now. The official launch is February 6th. And then there's only a 2-day grace period to get your circle of 5 locked in. That window to get the early advantage, it's short, and it's very clear.
And the checklist to get in on that head start is designed to be ridiculously simple. Join a circle or start your own, watch today's video, post a public check-in, and invite 2 or 3 more people. That's it. 4 clear, easy things anyone can do right this second.
And pay close attention to this part because it's kind of genius. The public check-in has a required format. You have to post this exact phrase. Why? Because it creates instant social proof and public accountability. It's a simple trick, but it's a powerful way to make everyone's progress visible and, hopefully, a little bit viral.
All right, let's get to the most critical phase of this whole thing. Section 5, Go Time.
This is the lightning-fast execution plan, laying out exactly what needs to happen in the first 24 hours to kick this entire movement off with a bang.
The instructions for the launch are broken down with almost military precision. Just look at the timeline. Tonight, leaders raise their hand. Also tonight, those new hosts have to commit to their first 2 people. Then tomorrow, the invitation goes public, and all the progress is tracked out in the open. It's a rapid-fire, totally transparent cascade of action.
And this right here, this is the spark that's meant to light the fire. The call to action for leaders couldn't be more direct. Reply host if you can lead 1 circle of 5 for Feb 6. It's not a suggestion. It's not a vague request. It's a specific command designed to get instant public commitments.
So when you put it all together, you've got the core formula, mixing structure and incentives, the small accountable groups, the daily required actions, and this insanely fast execution plan. It kind of leaves you with one big question. Is this super engineered approach the new playbook for building a community from absolute zero?